From Staten Island University Hospital Community Park, CSI Sportsnet brings to you NCAA Division II baseball action live on the ECC network. Tonight's second game of our doubleheader features the Tigers of Holy Family taking on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicholas Pavona. The Dolphins and Tigers wrapping up the first game of this doubleheader as CSI trailed 2-0 early on after a 2-run homer from John Martinez, but the Dolphins attacked for 11 unanswered runs. They would go on to win by a final of 11-4 as they got a good outing from Gerard Santos. Dolphins offense exploded, as I mentioned, for those 11 unanswered runs, and they would hold on for that 11-4 win, and they now will look to sweep this doubleheader here tonight against the Tigers, and with the win, the Dolphins would go to 500 on the season. The loss for the Tigers dropped them to 3-4, so the winner of this game will be 500 at the end of the night. So, an opportunity for both sides to be 500 after this one. And we will now, I will give you the starting lineup for both teams. For the Tigers, they go with, in center field, leading off Brian Comer. Trying to get our camera situated for the leadoff hitters. Comer will lead off for the Tigers here. He was the leadoff hitter in the first game of this series. Batting second, and that second will be Devin DeVera. Batting third, and at third base, as I mentioned, John Martinez. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 28, Zach Morales. First pitch of the game is a strike. Get to the Dolphins alignment in the field in just a moment. Batting fifth and in left field, Will Cheatham. Batting sixth in at first base, Dalton Turner. Batting seventh in right field, Darnell Guerrero. Batting eighth and behind the plate, Emilio Bucci. And batting ninth and at shortstop is Nick Lombardo. Count now is 1-1. This next pitch, I'll tell you the Dolphins lineup. That one misses for a ball, now 2-1. Dolphins will have Michael Keogh behind the plate leading off. Batting second in the left field is Brian Burkhead. Batting fourth, designated hitter is A.J. Vigliotti. Batting third, I should say. Batting fourth is the center fielder Chris Polmini. Batting fifth at third base is Vincent Weigel. Batting sixth at second base is Anthony Cetera. So that next pitch matches outside. Now 3-1 is the count. After Cetera, batting seventh is Thomas Martin at first base. Batting eighth in right field is Michael Palermo. And batting ninth at shortstop is Nicholas Rodriguez. And the Tigers will be facing Christian Rice on the mound, as Rice now has a 3-2 count with that next pitch. So a 3-2 count to Comer here. And a little bit of a delay, but a call for ball four. Looked like the home plate ump was almost going to give a signal for strike three. But Comer gets on with a leadoff walk. I'll give you Christian Rice's season stats in just a moment. As Devin DeVera now will be out for the Tigers. And he'll foul that one off behind the plate. Christian Rice, this will be his second start of the season. He went 5 innings in his first start, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts in his first start of the season. And that start coming against Southern New Hampshire February 24th. So Rice almost getting the pickoff at first base on Comer, but Comer just back in time. Count now 0-1. Runner is going. Ball in the dirt to throw to second. Not in time. Comer did come off the bag. But Terra thought he had originally tagged him out. Count now goes to 0-2 as Comer reaches second safely with the steal. The Tigers will have an early runner in scoring position. DeVera chases on that outside pitch for strike 3. So Rice gets a strikeout right there to record the first out of the game. And now bring up John Martinez. Martinez launching a 2-run homer in the first inning of last game. His first of the season, giving his team at that point the 2-0 lead. Dolphins will love to avoid that here once again. And they'd like to get him out. Martinez was responsible for a couple of the Tiger hits in that first game of this doubleheader. He's up with the count early, 1-0. So Rice looks back to second. Comer taking a big lead at second, and Rice is going to step up the bag. Tiger dugout loving that as Comer is distracting Rice right now with the lead that he has at second base. Count is still 1-0. That one chopped towards third base. Going to be a tough play for Weigel. He will have no play. Weigel thought about throwing it to first, but with Comer already at third base, the danger lied right there for the Dolphins. So it's going to be an infield single for Martinez. And the Tigers will have first and third with one away. Dolphins are in double play territory here if they to get out of this inning potentially. First and third, one away. Rice throws to the first. Martinez is back in safely. Second look at that last infield single. You see the slow dribbler past Rice. Weigel tried to make the throw to first, but held the ball instead. Was not going to be able to make the throw in time. He checked the runner at third as Rice goes back to first. And checks on Martinez once again. Double play would get the Dolphins out of the inning, as that one was in the dirt, and a great job by Michael Kehoe as he just saved a run with that scoop behind the plate. Count goes to 1-0. Swung on and missed for a strike, 1-1. That one again swung on and missed for a strike, 1-2. So Rice a strike away from getting the second out of this inning. He's got a 1-2 count. And Rice once again will check Martinez at first. Trying to make sure that Martinez doesn't steal second and take the double play ball out for the Dolphins. It'll be a 1-2 pitch now. There goes Martinez, and that one's fouled off. So Morales fouled that last pitch off. Count will remain 1-2. So Martinez going on that last pitch. And once again, Rice checking him at first base. Now we saw in the last game, a pickoff attempt led to an error and almost cost the Tigers a run. 1-2 again from Rice. Call for strike three. A major out number 2 for Christian Rice as he gets the strikeout on the outside corner. As Morales goes down looking. And it will be up to Will Cheatham to to try to get the Tigers the first run of this game. We saw Cheatham enter the game in the late stages of game 1 and got himself a base hit. Base hit right here will give his team the lead. And once again, Rice checking at first base, and you can also see Comer at third took a big lead off of that pickoff attempt. So if you're the first baseman, Thomas Martin, catching that pickoff attempt from Rice, you've got to be looking at where Comer is off of third for a potential steal attempt. First pitch to Cheatham, outside for a ball, 1-0. Count 1-0. Now one misses for a ball as Martinez steals second with no throw. Dolphins will concede the stolen base. So now it'll be second and third for Rice. As now first base is open, so a walk would not be the worst thing in this scenario for Rice. 2-0. Swung on and miss. 2-1. Looked like Cheatham was just a little bit out in front on that one. As he's still ahead of the count now after that last pitch. Now count 2-1 for Rice right here. 2-1. That one's going to miss for ball 3. So the count now goes to 3-1. Dalton Turner on deck for the Tigers, and he could potentially have bases loaded if Cheatham were to work a walk right there. A little bit of a tongue twister for me right there. Nonetheless, a 3-1 count. And another situation where the home plate umpire, the umpire towards second, signaled towards Rice, and they gave the automatic walk. We saw that in game 1. Again, I'm not sure how you stat that one because it was still 3-1 and the pitch was not thrown. There wasn't a motion of a intentional walk. So now the bases are loaded for the Tigers here. As that first pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. You saw Mike Morrow come out of the dugout and have a conversation. That one drilled foul, 1-1. So once again, confusion on the field, but for Rice, doesn't hurt him at the end. Doesn't hurt him for now. Bases are loaded, 2 away. He can get the force at any base right here and get out of the jam. The 1-1. That one called for a strike, and it's 1-2. So Rice is a strike away from getting out of the jam and keeping this a scoreless ball game. Here comes the 1-2. That one misses high, 2-2. Two and two now the count for Rice. And that one misses on the outside for ball 3. So early on, the early stages of this game, pivotal pitch right here for both sides. 3-2 count, runners will go. Bases loaded, 2 away. Turner looking to make some noise right here for the Tigers. The 3-2 from Rice. Swung on and missed for strike 3. A big out number 3 for Christian Rice as he retires the side, leaving the bases loaded. Tigers strand the bases loaded. They get 1 hit in the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Dolphins coming to bat. This game scoreless.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right track.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Michael Keogh leads it off here at the bottom of the first inning. Dolphins get their first at-bats of this second game, as they will face Tiger pitcher Casey Murphy, who was on the mound. As that first pitch is in there for a strike. Give you the stats for Murphy in just a moment. As that one's fouled back. For Murphy, this will be his second start and appearance of the year. He went the full distance in his first game against Virginia State, going 5 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts in that game. Count remains 0-2 to Michael Keogh. Keogh behind the plate in this one, got the start in center field in game 1. Otu just fouled off on a check swing. Keogh behind the plate for his starter, Christian Rice, who threw 27 pitches in that first inning, but none bigger than that 3-2 pitch, getting the strikeout on Dalton Turner to get the final out of the inning. As Keogh hits a dribbler to third. Going to be a tough play for Martinez at first base. Do they have him in time? They do. They just got Keogh at the last second, and there is one away. Brian Burkhead comes up here for the Dolphins with one away. You see right there a slow dribbler to third and short, and Martinez just got him by a couple of inches. Count now 2-0 for Burkhead. Burkhead drills this to first base, and it's off the glove of the first baseman for a base hit. That one went right off of the glove of Turner, but he had no chance on that one. A scorcher, and that's a one-out single for the Dolphins. Burkhead did not get the start in game 1 of this doubleheader. We saw him on Friday, played a key part for the Dolphins in that win over the Cougars. As A.J. Vigliotti comes up to the plate, takes a strike 0-1. Vigliotti was behind the plate for the first game. He's now the designated hitter here for game number 2. Oh, 1. That one misses low for a ball. 1-1. Count 1-1. Vigliotti into right field for a base hit. Another scorcher for the Dolphins as that one was drilled into right field by Vigliotti as he goes opposite field for a 1-out single. Chris Polomini now coming up for the Dolphins. You see it right there. Big base hit from Vigliotti. Dolphins now at first and second, 1 away. Polomini up to the plate. RBI triple. You saw him having game number 1 as he takes a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1. Polomini, the cleanup hitter tonight for the Dolphins in game 2. This takes that one for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1. Drilled foul down the first base line. Count now goes to 1-2. Murphy with some early trouble here in the first. Double play ball could get him out of the inning, but he is 1 strike away from getting the second out. The 1-2. Call for strike 3. And Murphy does get the strikeout he needed, and there's now 2 away. So Vincent Weigel will come up here with 2 away. Did not get the start in game 1. Gets a start here in game number 2 as he takes a strike, 0-1. Weigel trying to build off of his first great season here at CSI. Give you his stats in just a moment. The 0-1. Inside for a ball, 1-1. This is Weigel's 7th game of the season. To a slow start so far. But with 1 hit right here could certainly make an impact to give the Dolphins the lead. The 1-1. And that one's going to miss for a ball, 2-1. If Weigel were to continue the inning, it would be Anthony Sotero on deck for CSI. It'd be a 2-1 now for Murphy. That one is drilled into foul territory. It's now even the count at 2. So now a 2-2 count with 2 away. Here at the bottom of the first. Murphy a strike away once again. Getting the out. Here's the 2-2. And he's got the strikeout once again. That's called on the outside corner for strike 3. So the Dolphins at first and second, 1 away. But back-to-back punch-outs from Murphy gets him out of the jam. Dolphins leave 2 stranded on 2 hits. We go to the top of the second inning. No score here at Staten Island University Community Hospital Park.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. live sports and watch parties, to Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Back for the top of the second inning here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. A scoreless ball game here between the Tigers and the Dolphins, as both teams certainly had their opportunities early on in this game to bring home a run. Tigers had a bases loaded chance in the top of the first inning. The Dolphins had first and second. In the previous half innings, that one's drilled into center, but right there to make the play is Polomini. And it's a loud out number one here to start the second. That was Darnell Guerrero that drilled that one to center field, but right to Polomini's glove for out number one. As Emilio Bucci will now bat here with one away. He takes the ball 1-0. Bucci got the start in game one behind the plate. He's starting once again behind the plate here in game number two, as he took a half-hearted swing there for a strike now count 1-1. He takes a big swing and a miss right there. Now goes to 1-2. One-two from Rice. And that one is fouled off. It'll be another 1-2 from Rice. That one just misses on the outside corner for a ball, 2-2. Two and two inside, almost hit Bucci on that one. Now it's even, and now the count, I should say, goes full to 3-2. That one hit the second. Satera is there. He'll throw on to Martin for the second out of the inning. Another hard hit ball for the Tigers right there. Satera was able to get the play. And there's now two away here in the second. As Nick Lombardo will come up here with two away. Getting the start today at shortstop in game number two. He takes a strike 0-1. Lombardo on the air. Still looking for his first hit. That one misses for a ball, 1-1. This is Lombardo's sixth start of the season. And this will be his 12th at bat of the year. Still looking to get his first hit, as I mentioned. Try to keep the inning going for the Tigers. And right on cue, he will get that first hit of the season. So Lombardo, with two away, gets a base hit past the Davy Satera, and he extends the inning for the Tigers.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 7, Brian Comer.
So Brian Comer will come up here with two away. As the inning was extended by Lombardo. Comer did show a bunt originally. That one was on the outside for a ball. Lombardo also took a big lead on first base. 1-0. Comer again showing bunt, and now they got a pickoff. Here's the throw to second for Martin, Is it in time? They got him. So a rare 2-3-4 putout on that throw attempt. And we'll get a second look on the replay before we head to break. Here's the second look. There's the bunt attempt, the miss, the throw from Keogh to Martin. And I actually should say that was a 2-3-6 put out on that play for the Dolphins. So 2-3-6, the official scoring on that one for CSI. We now head to the bottom of the second inning. Tiger Strand 1. We go into that second inning. 0-0 the score between the Tigers and the Dolphins.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Bottom of the second here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Scoreless ball game between the Tigers and the Dolphins now. We saw Nick Lombardo on that previous steal attempt get thrown out at second base. Now lost in all of that. Lombardo seemed to have gotten injured on the play. So it looks like Lombardo has been taken out of the game, and Gino Serecchia, the starting shortstop from game number 1 of this doubleheader, now is in at second, as I should say, is in at shortstop once again. So he will get the start once again for the Tigers.
Number 11, Anthony Sutera.
Anthony Sutera will lead it off for CSI here at the bottom of the second. As he'll take a strike 0-1. Sutera had a couple of hits in that first game of this doubleheader. Correction, they called the first pitch a ball. Now the count goes to 1-1 with that previous strike. So we certainly hope that Lombardo is okay. Did walk off the field seemed to be visibly in pain, but hopefully he is okay after that sliding attempt. That one's down the third base line, but foul. Count goes to 1-2. So Tara will lead it off. The Dolphins will be 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Sotero, Martin, and Palermo. That one inside. Sotero had to back up a little bit. Count now goes to 2-2. Two. That one misses on the outside, and the count now goes full 3-2. So a 3-2 count here for the Dolphins' second baseman, and that one's in the dirt. And was that the third ball of the bat? It was. So now the count is officially 3-2. So now an official 3-2 count. And Sotero hits this one into left. And that will be caught in left field for the first out of the inning. As Cheatham made the play. Off the bat, it looked like maybe that ball was going to carry for Sotero. Cheatham was right there to make the play, and that will bring up Thomas Martin here with one away. So Martin comes up here with one away. He fouls that one back, 0-1. That will miss for a ball, now 2-1. Just around 9 o'clock here on the East Coast as the Dolphins and Tigers finish up their doubleheader. That one's into left field, and that will drop in for a base hit. So number 33 delivering the third hit of the game for CSI here with one away. Michael Palermo now comes up for the Dolphins. Martin had a hit in the first game of this doubleheader. We'll get a second look at the hit in just a moment. As Michael Palermo, as I mentioned, comes up. He has a runner on and one away. Strike 0-1. Martin with a nice base hit into left field. Palermo now down the count 0-1. Count now 0-2. On the outside corner and call for strike 3. So 2 away here after the strikeout. Now bring up Nicholas Rodriguez. One to Rodriguez. Call for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Now this is for a ball. And that one call for strike 3. As Rodriguez is down for the final out of the second. Dolphins straight a runner on first base. We now head to the top of the third inning. These two teams scoreless. Brian Comer leads it off here in the top of the third. Scoreless game between the Tigers and the Dolphins. Salmon misses on the outside for a ball, 1-0. Scoreline so far 0-2-0 for the Tigers, 0-3-0 for the Dolphins. Salmon's there for a strike. That one chopped down the third base line. Going to be a tough fit for Weigel. And he tried to barehand it, but no play right there. And I think they're going to mark that down as a base hit. I think even if Weigel was able to make the barehanded play, it would have been a very close play at first base, and I think it would have been safe. We'll get a second look in a moment after this first pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base line. By the time Weigel got the ball, he was already down the first base line, about to reach first base. So that'll go down to third hit for the Tigers. Check Comer at first base. The second time he's now reached. Worked to walk his first time up. This is Devin Navarro now at the plate for the Tigers. There goes Comer. Throw from Keogh to second, not in time. And did Comer go off the bag? He did. We saw it the first time Comer stole a base. He got off of the bag, and the Dolphins weren't able to tag him out that time. But this time around, the Dolphins were there to get the tag. And Comer is out at second base for the second out of the inning. That one low and away for a ball now, 2-1. Here's a second look. Oh, correction, there's only one out, excuse me. Dolphins would like to make it 2 outs after this at bat. This is now 2-2. A fortunate break for Comer right there. Almost another stolen base, but and that one misses away. It goes to the backstop. Count now goes full, 3-2. Ground ball to short. Throw from Rodriguez is in time for the second out of the inning. Now I can officially say the Dolphins have recorded 2 outs here in the top of the third. So 2 away in the inning, and it's going to be Martinez at the plate. He is 1 for 1. There's a strike 0-1. That one fouled, and now 2-2. Count now 1-2 to the Tigers' third baseman Martinez. And he swings and misses for strike 3. It's another punch out for Christian Rice as he retires the side. We now head to the bottom of the third. Dolphins looking to get the first run of this game. Tigers and Dolphins scoreless after 3.
Dear football.
Dear gymnastics.
Dear swimming.
Dear rowing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being something that is more than just my sport.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to use our voices and take action.
You have brought me to a place outside of my comfort zone, gave me an opportunity to live out my dream, and introduced me to my mentors, my role models, and most importantly, my family.
You have given me many ups and downs and have been a love of mine since I was a little kid.
You taught me to be relentless in the pursuit of excellence. It's never been easy, but it never was supposed to be.
For me, gym represents home. It is a place that doesn't care what I look like, can make mistakes, shed tears, but still feel secure.
Thank you for being my second home and guiding me in the right direction for pursuing then obtaining my degree, which made me the first grandchild in my family to graduate from college.
Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment.
Bottom of the third, Michael Keogh leads it off for the Dolphins here, as this game remains scoreless. Half-hard swing, but a strike for the first pitch of the at-bat from Murphy to Keogh. That one in for there for a strike, 0-2. Dolphins are at the top of the order, leading off here in the bottom of the third. Oh, 2. Fouled off. That one misses for a ball, now 1-2. One, two now the count. That one is chopped to third. Going to be a tough play for Martinez. It goes past him. We'll see how they score that one as Keogh will reach first base. So for now, they're marking that down as the fourth hit. And a second look to see if that is the correct decision. As Burkhead showing bunt. Ball, first pitch goes for a ball, 1-0. I think that might be an error. I think they might have to fix that one. Martinez put the glove down. It was there to make the play. But it went under the glove. The question now is, where was Keogh when he went to place the glove down? We'll check the wide shot in a second. The count is now 1-1 to Burkhead. As they check Keogh at first. We'll take a second look now. Here's the wide shot view now of it. Might just have to lower that back a second. I'll give it the good old college retry in a second. As Keogh now goes into second base off the wild pitch. Burkhead did swing, so the count now goes to 1-2. Now what I'll have to do for this replay is I'll have to pause it at the exact time that Martinez went down to make the play. 1-2 drilled into center. But that will be caught by the center fielder as it did go into left center field. Comer made the play to record the first out of the inning. So I originally said that Keogh went to second. That was a foul ball. So here's the replay on the wide shot. I'll pause it at the exact time he has the ball. So right there is when he goes down to make the play. So I think that is an error on the play. Martinez gets another chance right here. He'll make the throw to first as Vigliotti is thrown out for the second out of the inning. So Polomini will come up here with 2 away. Runner on second. RBI opportunity here for him as he tries to get the Dolphins the first run of this game. He takes one inside for a ball, 1-0. Dolphins with a good runner on second and Keogh as well. So the Dolphins would be able to bring him home if there was a base hit into the outfield. The 1-0. On the outside, 2-0. Polomini can extend the inning. It will be Vincent Weigel on deck for the Dolphins. 2-0. That one called for a strike, 2-1. That one fouled back now, 2-2. We'll say never a dull moment when we have one of these issues where it's either a hit or an error. It seems to always happen in these games that we call. As that one's on the outside for strike 3. Polomini was not happy with the call, but that will retire the side. Dolphins trying to runner on second as we now head into the top of the 4th inning. Tigers and Dolphins scoreless through 3. So you originally saw the score where we had an error on the board for the Tigers. Now, I will take the responsibility. I was the one that came down with that decision, but I am not the statistician, so I should not have come down with that decision. That will go down as a base hit for Michael Keogh. So no error on the play for John Martinez. So after 3, the scoreline for both teams, the Tigers, no runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Dolphins, no runs on 4 hits and no errors. As it is still scoreless through 3. Another inning of work for Christian Rice. So Morales will lead it off for the Tigers here in the top of the fourth. Be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Holy Family. Morales, Cheatham, and Turner. Sal misses for a ball, 1-0. That one call for a strike, now 1-1. That one into foul territory. Is it still playable? And Martin could not make the play. See, now that time I looked towards the statistician room. But I don't think they saw that play. Count now is 1-2. No error certainly on that play. So now a 1-2 count to Morales right here. That one goes in the dirt for a ball now, 2-2. Two and two from Rice. Check swing, but high and inside. Now ball 3. Three and 2 now the pitch. And swung on and missed for strike 3. Another punch out for Christian Rice, and there is now one away.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 24, Will Cheatham.
So Will Cheatham now comes up to the plate with one away. Cheatham without an official at bat. He walked his first time up. Stays the ball right there, 1-0. Now one call for a strike, now 1-1. That one chopped, foul. Count now 1-2. So now 1-2 count to Cheatham with one away here in the fourth, I should say. Once again, almost got ahead of myself with that comment right there. It's the 1-2. Chopped behind the plate, foul. Lewis, I corrected myself, and I said I almost did it twice. They're giving me some harsh comments in the room next door. Mostly the statistician. So that one misses for a ball, now 2-2. So Steph's apparently also getting comments. Oh, okay. That one goes up the middle. That's going to go through for a base hit. So Cheatham gets a single with one away here in the fourth. As we saw him get a hit in the previous game as a pinch hitter. Dalton Turner now comes up here with a runner on. Turner hits this one foul down the right field line. As I mentioned in game 1. Exactly, Joe. I'm getting comments from Joe Foreman on his flight to Florida. So it's in there for a strike. Lou has been attacking me tonight. He said I need to be careful. I'm gonna be the roadkill at the end of this game. As that's a pickoff attempt from Rice to first base. And that pitch, just full Turner right there. That's strike 3. Now 2 away. Looked to be maybe a slider high, and Turner kind of half-hearted swung. Kind of got miscombobulated with that swing, and now there's 2 away in the inning. Barrow now at the plate. Almost a pickoff attempt again from Rice at first base. As Darnell Guerrero is up for the Tigers here with 2 away. Trying to extend the inning for Holy Family as they look to get the first run of this game. And he hits this one foul behind us. Now, that was behind us. I will say, I'll take any of those foul balls, considering what we had on Friday with that one instance. So I'm going to leave it at that. As Rice tried to get him on the outside corner, but misses for a ball now, 1-2. We've seen a lot of that from tonight's pitchers. They've been going to the outside corner. They've been getting the strike 3 call. Rice tried to get him right there, but could not get it. Now a 1-2 pitch as he tries to get the runner at first base once again, but to no avail. As Cheatham was back in safely. One, two we get from Rice. That one is hit into shallow center. It's a long run for Polamini, but he makes the play to record the final out of the inning. Tigers strand a runner on first base. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers and Dolphins scoreless.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burton. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Still a scoreless ball game between the Tigers and the Dolphins, as both teams have 4 hits in this game, but have not been able to bring home that first run. Can CSI get something here at the bottom of the 4th, as Vincent Weigel will lead it off. And Weigel hits this one into right center field, and that is going to be caught by Comer in right center for the first out of the inning. Weigel gave that a good drive into right center, but Comer with a great job of tracking that one down. He's been very active tonight in the field for the Tigers. As there's one away, and it brings up Anthony Satera. Satera on the night is 0 for 1. As he takes a strike 0-1. The last pitch for Murphy is now his 52nd of the game. Rice has 73 through 4. As the count now goes to 0-2. There is double action up in the Dolphin bullpen. No action as of now for the Tigers. Oh, to Sotero. Misses for a ball, 1-2. One, two misses, now 2-2. And Sotero swings and misses for strike 3. So down goes Sotero on the strikeout, and there's now 2 away. Sixth strikeout of the night now for Murphy with that last one. And it'll bring up Thomas Martin here with 2 away. So he takes a strike 0-1. Martin on the night 1 for 1 with a single. It's one of the 4 Dolphin hits. That misses inside for a ball, now 1-1. Call for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So Murphy a strike away from 4 scoreless innings here. The 1-2. This is low on the outside, 2-2 now. Two. Heads up. That was right by the booth where the statistician and the public address are all in. They heard Lewis commenting, and they said, "Stop it, Lou." As that was hit into foul territory once again. That went right off of the window. Thankfully, the window was not open tonight. Last year, we had the windows open, I believe. But not in that room, at least in the room where we are commenting tonight's game. Another 2-2. Drilled down the third base line, but foul. Another 2-2 to Martin. Again, down the third base line, through for a base hit. Sarecchia had no play, as well as Martinez, as it was Martin with that base knock to keep the inning going. He's now got his second hit of the night, and the Dolphins' 5th hit of the game. So Michael Palermo comes up here with 2 away. That one was called for a strike. Oh, 1 count. That one misses high and inside, 1-1. Second look at that previous hit for the Dolphins. Second hit of the game for Thomas Martin. And they're now 5th hit of the night. He's on first with 2 away. Palermo up to bat. And that one goes behind the backstop. Martin goes to second, and he's thought about going for third for a second. He made the wide turn, did not go, but the Dolphins will now have a runner in scoring position. So Palermo now with a major RBI opportunity right here. He's got a runner on second and 2 away. Dolphins looking to do two-out magic once again. That misses for ball 3, 3-1. Dolphins have had a lot of two-out magic so far this week, and especially at the bottom of the lineup. As Palermo will work a walk. He reaches first base, and now the Dolphins have first and second for Nick Rodriguez. So Rodriguez comes up first and second. Mound visit coming up for the Tigers. And we certainly know Rodriguez is capable of getting an infield hit. And if he were to get on base, whether that be off a walk or getting a base hit, that would bring the Dolphins' top of the order back up to the plate. So Rodriguez comes up with 2 away. He's 0 for 1 tonight. As he takes a strike 0-1. Martin's on second, Palermo's on first. And that one fouled back and quickly 0-2. Talked about Murphy's pitch count coming into the inning. He's now reached 70 pitches with that last foul ball. So both pitchers at 70 here. As that one's popped up into right field. And the catch will be made in right field by the second baseman, Devera, to retire the side. Dolphins will strand 2 runners here at the bottom of the 4th. We're now through 4 innings here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Still scoreless between the Tigers and the Dolphins.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Emilio Bucci leads it off here at the top of the 5th. The Tigers and Dolphins still scoreless through 4 innings. Bucci drills this one to right field past the David Sotero as it's off of his glove for a base hit. That will go down as the 5th hit for the Tigers, as tough play for Sotero and right to make that play towards right field, and it's an early leadoff single for the Tigers. So Gino Serecchia now comes up to the plate. This will be his first official at-bat of the game, replacing Nick Lombardo, who singled in his first at-bat. Bartle came off after the injury that he suffered after trying to get second base. Sorecchia, who started the first game of this doubleheader, now is the shortstop for the remainder of this second game, as he shows bunt, and it goes foul. So the Tigers, who are trying to get that first run of the game, trying to play some small ball right here. As Sorecchia trying to bunt his catcher Bucci over to second base to bring the top of the lineup coming up for the Tigers. Oh, one from Rice. Once again, has shown bunt. Rice will have to make the play himself as he throws it on to Martin, and he's got the out for the first out of the inning. So a well-placed bunt by Sorecchia right there, as he got it into the spot where the Dolphins could not make the throw to second base. Brian Comer now coming up. One away in the inning. And the Dolphins now, they will have themselves a mound visit, and I would have to think they're going to talk to Rice and take him out of the game, or they're going to try to figure out a situation here. You got the top of the lineup coming up for the Tigers. And they haven't made the motion towards the bullpen, so nothing as of now for CSI in terms of pitching change. Morrow will keep his starter Rice in. As here's a second look at the sacrifice bunt that moved the runner into scoring position. As I mentioned, a well-placed bunt by Sorecchia. Rice only had one play, and that was to first base, and they barely got Sorecchia at first to record that first out. So now the top of the order is back for the Tigers. It's Brian Comer up to plate. Comer is 1 for 1 on the night. Has also worked a walk. He was caught stealing his last time off as he slid right off of the second base bag and got tagged out. RBI opportunity for him right here with a runner on second. And he also shows bunt. It goes to Rice. He'll throw it on to first. Did Martin get the tag? He did not. And that's going to go down as an error for the Dolphins. And not only that, but now it advances the runner into scoring position at third base. That is a big break for the Tigers right there, as Martin came off the bag, was trying to tag Comer, but could not make the tag in time. After this first pitch, we'll give you a second look at that previous play, but that will go down as the Dolphins' first error of the game. See if Comer goes here, and they check him at first base. He's back in safely. Here's a second look at here. Comer lays down the bunt. It goes to Rice. Rice made the throw to first base, but a little bit offline, and Martin tried to make the tag. There goes Comer to second, but they will throw it to the shortstop Rodriguez, and almost disaster for the Dolphins right there, as you saw Keogh throw it to the shortstop Rodriguez to try to cut it off and make sure that the runner at third did not go home. But Rodriguez was able to keep it in front of him. Count goes to 0-1, but it's now second and third for the Tigers as the Dolphins infield now creeps in. That one misses on the outside for a ball. A walk would not be the worst thing for the Dolphins right here. It would load the bases, but would force an out at any base. Tavera up here with a 1-1 count. He swings and misses for a strike, 1-2. So Rice a strike away from a huge out number 2 right here if he can get it. He's got a 1-2 count on Tavera. That one's hit the shore. Rodriguez checks the runner at third, throws it to first, and Martin cannot make the play. It was a low throw from Rodriguez, and that will go down as another error for the Dolphins. And that's going to lead to a pitching change as well for CSI. So we'll see who they give the error to on the play. I think they're going to give it to Rodriguez. It was a low throw. But another unfortunate sequence right there for CSI. Game remains scoreless as Christian Rice comes off the field. He is going to be taken out of the game. And you have to feel for Rice in this spot. 2 errors in the inning have kept the inning prolonged for the Tigers. And Holy Family now has bases loaded, still only 1 out. Dolphins obviously are a double play ball away from getting out of the inning. But those 2 errors could have gotten them out of the inning, and now they'll have to see if they could keep this game scoreless. Awaiting official word on who the new Dolphin pitcher is. Getting you the stats in just a second. Antonio Gautreaux now coming in for the Dolphins. He is now the new pitcher, and he comes into a tough spot. He's going to come in with bases loaded, 1 out, and a double play ball away from getting out of it. Gautreaux on the season will be making his 3rd appearance. He is 1-0 through 2 2/3 of innings pitched. He's allowed 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .200 on the season so far against him. His last appearance for the Dolphins came against Adelphi on February 26th, so he's had some rust in between and comes in probably the biggest spot of this game for sure. Bases loaded, only 1 away. As I mentioned, a double play ball would get him out of the inning. But you know that the Dolphins would love to keep this game scoreless going into the bottom of the 5th. Gautreaux's first batter that he will face from the Tigers will be the 3rd baseman, John Martinez. You saw the impact he made in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Dolphins infield is in again. Martinez looking to make another huge impact right here. He's got the bases loaded and 1 away. And he takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Now, with the way the Dolphins infield is playing, the only way they would be able to turn a double play potentially is going to home and then trying to go to first quickly, depending on how the ball is hit. That one on the outside for a ball, 1-1. Now it misses high. It's 2-1. Martinez looking to get a big hit right here for his Tigers squad to give them the lead. 2-1. Swing and a miss for a strike. 2-2. And Gautreaux now is a strike away from an all-important second out here in the 5th. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Gautreaux with a huge out number 2. And he is 1 out away from getting out of the jam. So it'll be up to Zach Morales here with 2 away. He's 0 for 2. Bases loaded now, 2 away. And the Dolphins defense now goes back to their regular position, as that's fouled off behind the plate, 0-1. Count 0-1 to Morales. And he misses that one for a ball, 1-1. Count now even at 1-1. And that's up again, right towards us here in the press box. That goes foul. It's 1-2. So Gautreaux is now a strike away from getting out of the bases loaded jam. He's got a 1-2 count here with 2 away. Can the junior get the final strike to get the Dolphins out of the inning? The 1-2. He got the final strike. Strike 3. Inning over. Antonio Gautreaux getting out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam. And the Dolphins keep this game scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 5th. CSI looking for their first run of the game. Scoreless between the Dolphins and the Tigers.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
And we are back in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Antonio Gautreaux getting 2 big strikeouts for the Dolphins as he came in relief of Christian Rice with the bases loaded and 1 away. Got back-to-back punch-outs to get the Dolphins out of that inning and keep this game scoreless as we are now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers have no runs, 5 hits, no errors in this game. Dolphins now have no runs, 5 hits, and despite the 2 errors in the inning, CSI was able to escape the jam. And they will now have the top of the order leading up the bottom of the 5th inning. Kehoe, Burkhead, Vigliotti for CSI as they are still in search for their first run as we are scoreless through 5 1/3. I shouldn't say 5 1/3. I should say 5 1/2 innings of this game. Or 4 1/2. I can't do my math right, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a long night where I cannot do my math. That is why I am not the statistician. Count now 2-0. Yes, I am also solo, which also makes it tough. But we are powering through here tonight. Count now goes to 2-1. Count now goes even to 2-2. Kehoe on the night 1 for 2. Trying to get on here in the bottom of the 5th. As that one misses on the outside, the count now goes full 3-2. Tigers do have action up in their bullpen. 3-2 to Kehoe, and he swings and misses for strike 3. Another punch out for Casey Murphy right there, and there's 1 away here. That's now 7 punch outs for Murphy on the night. I'll give you Christian Rice's final tally in just a moment. As Burkhead fouls that one just a couple feet away from me. Rice on the night goes 4 1/3. Allowed 5 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts through 82 pitches. If you ask him, he certainly would have loved to have gotten out of that 5th inning. But he's definitely happy that Gautreaux got those final 2 outs on the punch-outs. Murphy, meanwhile, this will be pitch number 80 upcoming right here for him. He's got an 0-2 count on Burkhead. And Burkhead slaps that one foul to left field, and good catch. Not sure who the Dolphin reliever is right now, but whoever did catch that was a pretty good catch right there. I'm being told that was Alex Martinez, so Alex Martinez, great job right there. Ground ball to Serecki at short. He throws it on to first base in time for the second out of the inning. So 2 away in the inning. A.J. Vigliotti coming up for the Dolphins. Vigliotti on the night is 1 for 2. We'll extend the inning right here for CSI. As he takes a strike 0-1. Vigliotti hits that one into deep right in foul territory, though, and out of play. The count now will go to 0-2. Vigliotti can extend the inning. It'll be Chris Polomini on deck for the Dolphins. 0-2 count now to Vigliotti. And that one on the outside misses for a ball, 1-2. That one's a high pop-up into foul territory once again. And the catch is going to be made by the first baseman, that being Dalton Turner, to record the final out of the 5th. Dolphins go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We now head to the 6th. Tigers and Dolphins scoreless.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Top of the 6th inning here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. And we are still scoreless between the Tigers and the Dolphins. Antonio Gautreaux coming out for another inning of relief. Get the final 2 outs of the 5th inning for the Dolphins. Came in with the bases loaded, 1 away, got 2 strikeouts to end that inning and keep the game scoreless. He now comes back out here for the 6th inning, trying to do the same. keep the game scoreless going into the bottom half of the inning. So that one will miss for a ball, 1-0. That one inside misses for a ball, and then it's quickly 2-0. Will Cheatham, the leadoff hitter for the Tigers. He is 1 for 1. Also has a walk in this game. Cheatham, Turner, and Guerrero. There's a strike now, 2-1. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Tigers here in the 6th inning. Count now 2-2. Two to Cheatham. Inside for strike 3. And Gautreaux has come into the game, and his first 3 outs recorded, all on strikeouts. 1 away. Dalton Turner coming up here. He is 0 for 2. And he puts this one into play, into center field. Polomini tracks back, now runs back in and makes the play for the second out of the inning. So 1 pitch, now the second out of the inning. The Dolphin reliever. And that will bring up Darnell Guerrero here with 2 away in the 6th. As Gautreaux now is 1 out away from a 1-2-3 inning. And he gets a strike there, 0-1. Gautreaux has recorded these 4 outs for the Dolphins. And has only thrown 15 pitches. The 0-1 goes inside now, 1-1. That one is also hit into center field. Polomini tracking back, calls off his right fielder, and makes the play for the final out of the 6th inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Antonio Gautreaux, doing great work out of the bullpen. His team now heads into the bottom of the 6th, still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Tigers.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Bottom of the 6th inning here between the Tigers and the Dolphins. And another inning for Tigers starter Casey Murphy. Murphy is at 87 pitches coming into the inning, so I would tend to think this most likely will be his final inning of work here tonight. And he's given his team everything in this game. As Chris Polomini will lead it off for the Dolphins. He takes a strike, 0-1. 4, 5, and 6 for CSI in the inning. Polomini, Weigel, and Cetera. As that one misses for a ball, 1-1. Still looking for our first run of the game. Dolphins scored it, winning the first game 11-4. As Polomini drills that one foul. Count now goes to 1-2. So it's now 1-2 count to Polomini here. And he'll hit this one into center, and he knows he did not get enough of that one. As it goes actually into right field. And the catch is made by the right fielder Guerrero for the first out of the inning. So it brings up Vincent Weigel here with one away. Weigel on the night 0 for 2. Just takes the ball 1-0. Only 4 Dolphins have recorded a hit tonight. Kehoe, Burkhead, Vigliotti, and then Martin has 2 of the Dolphins' 5 hits. As that one is into center field. Could be a long run for the center fielder, and a great catch is made by Comer in center for the second out of the inning. Once again, Comer right off the bat with a great read and making a nice play in right center field to record the second out of the inning. And Anthony Cetera now will try to keep the inning going for CSI. He's 0 for 2 on the night. As Murphy now is 1 out away from another 1-2-3 inning. I originally said that he might be taken out after this inning. Could make the case to pitch the 7th, but with it still being a scoreless game, who knows? As that one's fouled behind the plate. Took a nice bounce off the top of the stadium. Just turned 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. Dolphins Tigers still playing on here. Sala misses for a ball, 2-1. Seems we are in for a thrilling finish here in the second game of this doubleheader. Cetera will hit that one foul to even the count now at 2-2. Cetera keeps the inning going. Thomas Martin would be the next Dolphin up to plate. It'll be a 2-2 count. And that one goes behind Bucci, the catcher, and now makes the count full, I should say, at 3-2. So Cetera has a chance to work a walk right here and extend the inning for the Dolphins. 3-2. That one is blooped into right field. Will it fall down for a base hit? It does! Falling in between the first, second, and right fielder, Anthony Cetera is on with a 2-out single. Thomas Marr now comes up. He's got 2 of the Dolphins' 6 hits in this game. And if he can get another one right here, something into the gap could give the Dolphins the first run of this game. Cetera will run here. Throw is high and inside. The throw to second. Not in time. And now it's in time. I think Cetera came off the bag. The original call at second base was safe. And I think Cetera's foot came off the bag. We'll have to look at the replay, but I think that was what the call was. The original call on the field was safe by the second base umpire. And it seemed as if Sotera's foot came off the bag, and he was ruled out. So the Dolphins get caught stealing to end the bottom of the 6th inning as we now head to the top of the 7th. Still scoreless between Holy Family and CSI.
At Chi Aesthetics Med Spa and Wellness Center, our approach to beauty and wellness begins with a holistic plan tailored to the unique needs of our patients. When we consult with patients, we let them tell us what their problem is. We don't tell them what the issue is. We find out what they're looking for, and we discuss, and then we give them options. If you're looking to achieve radiant skin, you've come to the right place. We offer hydrofacials, microneedling, Opus Plasma, peels, facial and laser treatments, laser hair removal, body sculpting, fat freezing, hormone replacement therapy, Botox, IV drip therapy, and more. We are open Monday through Saturday and are located at 720 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, 10310. We hope to see you soon. Visit our website at www.chiaesthetics.com for more information.
Top of the 7th here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Still a scoreless game between the Tigers and the Dolphins, and the Dolphins will make another pitching change as Jaden Zeos is now coming in for CSI. This will be his second appearance on the year. He has pitched just 1 inning of relief, has allowed 1 walk, no runs, no hits. So Zeos now will get his second relief appearance, his first since Adelphi on February 26th, and he comes into a spot where the game is currently tied in the 7th inning. And we are in the late stages of this game. Emilio Bucci will lead off here in the 7th. It'll be 8-9-1. Bucci, Sarecchia, and Comer for the Tigers. And obviously now with the lefty on, the Dolphins will try to use that advantage. They'll face 2 lefties up in the inning here. So one bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Both teams with double action up in their bullpens. And as I mentioned, we are in the late stage of this game where extra innings could be a possibility. Zeos is now is behind the count 2-0. And it's now 2-1. Two-1. High and inside for ball 3. Count now 3-1 to Bucci. And there's a strike now to now make the count full, 3-2. Three-two. And now it misses high for ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued. So Gino Sarecchia coming up. Now we saw him bunt his first time up to advance the runner. You would tend to think he's most likely going to do the same thing. I think that's what the conversation is at the mound right now. Sarecchia laid a bunt down towards the pitcher, at that time Christian Rice, and advanced the runner into second base. You would tend to think with this spot in the game, scoreless here in the 7th, Tigers looking to get the first run of the game. You see Weigel now inching closer at third base. They are awaiting a bunt. And there is the bunt. And it goes foul down the first base line. Both teams trying to scratch and claw their way to get in the first run of this game. It'll be an 0-1. Another bunt attempt. And that one misses high for a ball, 1-1. Ball in the dirt, and a good job by Kehoe to keep that one in front of him as the count now goes to 2-1. Tigers have the top of the order coming up on deck as Comer is up next. Count now 2-1. Saracchia shows bunt again, and it goes into foul territory. So now, an interesting spot coming up for the Tigers. Do you try to lay down the bunt once again for Saracchia? Obviously try to get the runner in scoring position, but you would also risk the possibility of a strikeout if it were to go foul. So we'll see what the Tigers end up doing here. It is 2-2. You have to think he's going to swing away. The time is called at the plate. These two teams know how big of these at-bats are right now in this game. Count even at 2-2. Runner at first here in the top of the 7th. They do show bunt again. It's ball 3. Kehoe's throw to second is not in time. The throw was certainly there, but Rodriguez could not get the scoop. So now the runner is in scoring position. The count remains full. That took a lot of guts from the Tigers to give Saracchia the bunt signal on 2-2. So now 3-2 with the runner now at second. Let's see if he tries to lay down the bunt again. He does not. He swings away, and he hits this one into right field. Palermo almost colliding with Satara. Thankfully, they did not, as it's thrown, as he makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and he'll keep the runner at second base. Satara made the long run into right field, but Palermo at the last second called him off to get the first out of the inning. So Comer now comes up. Another lefty here. He's got the runner on second. Dolphins have the corners of the infield in. So Comer last time laying down a bunt. He would reach safely on an error as he takes that one on the outside for a ball, 1-0. After him, it will be Devin DeVera for the Tigers. As we're going to have a pinch runner here for Holy Family. Waiting confirmation to see who the pinch runner is. So we'll get that note by in just a moment. For now, it remains a 1-0 count. And that one misses for a ball, 2-0. So Matt Arizano, or I'll have to double check who the number was again, but the count now goes to 3-0 regardless. It is now CSI coach Mike Morrow now goes to the plate. He's having a discussion with the umpires. So it was Matt Azzarano now that was the runner at second base. So he is the one that pitch ran for the Tigers. So he's on second. Comer is still at the plate. The count is now 3-0. And on 3-0, they give him the green light. He swings and misses for a strike. Count now goes to 3-1. Comer looking to deliver a hit right here for his team to give them the first run of this game. 3-1. That one misses for ball 4, and it goes into the backstop. And that wild pitch is going to cost the Dolphins. Not only the walk, but now the runner goes from second to third. Still only 1 out in the inning. And it looks like we have the counter on again. So the count now is 3-2. So apologies for that. So it's now a full count after that last wild pitch. Infield creeps in for the Dolphins. And Comer now officially will take first base as he walks here with 1 away. And that might lead to a pitching change now for the Dolphins once again. And it will. So the Tigers will now have the corners here with 1 away. As Zayas is going to come out of the game. And he is hoping that he can get the same help from the Dolphins bullpen that Christian Rice got earlier in this game. I'm being told that it's going to be Alex Martinez coming in for the Dolphins in relief. For Martinez, this will now be his 4th appearance of the year. He's pitched 3 2/3 of an inning. Allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts on the year. Martinez pitched in the game on Friday against Caldwell. In that game, he pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And he comes into a big spot right here for CSI. As the Tigers will have the corners. They'll have first and third with 1 away. Game's still scoreless as both teams still looking for their first run. And the Tigers have a great opportunity right here to do so. So earlier, the Dolphins getting out of a bases loaded jam, turning to their bullpen and getting 2 big strikeouts to end the inning. They would certainly love to have that once again in this scenario, with Martinez now up to pitch. The first batter he will face will be Devin DeVera, the second baseman, who on the night is 0 for 3. Could easily, with 1 swing, make up and give his team the lead. I just realized it's a Devon DeVera is up to the plate. So here's the situation. First and third, 1 away. Dolphins have the infield still playing in as they are looking for the bunt. They will allow Comer to go to second on the stolen base. So the Dolphins will allow it to happen. First base is now open for CSI as they are trying to avoid Devera laying down a bunt on the potential suicide squeeze. And he does lay down a bunt, and it's a strike. And when you get to this point in the game, you'll take a run no matter how you can get it. Dolphins have the infield all in. Count is now 1-1. Once again, a bunt and a good job by Keogh to keep it in front. Count now goes to 2-1. Now, as I mentioned, a walk is still not the worst thing for the Dolphins in this spot. It would load the bases for John Martinez on deck, and it would force the out at any base for CSI. 2-1. Bunt shown again in the dirt for ball 3. So now a 3-1 count to Devera here. Martinez looking to get out right here to get the second out of the inning. 3-1. Bunt shown again, and it goes foul. So we saw earlier in the inning, we saw the Tigers laid out a bunt on a 3-2. Correction, that was at a 2-2 pitch, and then Sarecchia on 3-2 would swing away. Half the thing, they're going to swing away here, or at least try to see where the pitch is. Cannot lay down a bunt in this spot. Dolphins will play a little bit further back in the corners. Full count, 3-2, 1 away. And that one misses high for ball 4. So Martinez walks Devera. That will now load the bases. John Martinez comes up with the bases loaded. Can Martinez get the out here? There's a ball, 1-0. A rare Martinez versus Martinez match. Alex looking for a double play ball potentially. John looking for an RBI as he swings and misses for a strike, 1-1. One and one now. That one fouled back, and it's now 1-2. So Alex Martinez now one strike away from an all-important second out. Infield still playing in. The force will go to home on any hit ground ball. 1-2. That one just hit lightly foul down the first base line. He is just barely getting a piece of that one. The count will remain 1-2. There'll be another 1-2 from Alex Martinez. And he misses with that one now, 2-2. Alex Martinez has got to be careful in this spot with the bases loaded. He has no open base. Cannot afford to walk the batter. He's got a 2-2 count. Looking for a strikeout right here. The 2-2. He got the strikeout on the outside corner. And there is now 2 away. John Martinez was not happy with the call. But Alex Martinez getting that strike 3 on the outside, and the Dolphins are 1 out away from escaping another bases-loaded jam. It will be up to Zach Morales here with 2 away. And there's a strike 0-1. I mentioned it earlier, these pitchers tonight have been taking advantage of that outside corner. And that's where Martinez threw that called third strike. Here's the 0-1 to Morales, and that one's in the dirt for a ball. Good stop by Keogh. Now evens the count at 1. Dolphins have an opportunity to escape another jam. Count 1-1 to Morales. Again in the dirt. And for Keogh, thankfully, he was able to track it down in time as the runner did not advance. Count now goes to 2-1. Two and 1 to Morales. Tigers cleanup hitter looking to deliver right here. They give Holy Family the lead here. 2-1. That one misses, and it's ball 3. So Martinez now down in the count 3-1. Is in danger of walking in the go-ahead run. Huge pitch here. 3-1. Half-hearted swing. It's a strike. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? Full count, 3-2, bases loaded. The runners will go. Alex Martinez a strike away from getting the Dolphins out of this jam. A huge pitch upcoming here. The 3-2 from Martinez. Ground ball, hit to Weigel. He's got to make a quick throw to first base, and he got him! And he is hyped as he should be. What a big play from Weigel to retire the side. And once again, the Dolphins, with bases loaded, get out of the jam with just 1 out. How about the play from Weigel? Had to take his time on the throw on a chopper to third base. And how about Alex Martinez as well? Down 3-1 in the count and was able to get the strike 2 that he needed and force a ground ball to retire the side. As the Tigers strand the bases loaded, we now head to the bottom of the 7th. Dolphins will look to walk it off. This game is still scoreless. Thomas Martin leads it off in the bottom of the 7th. And this game still scoreless as he takes the first pitch for the ball, 1-0. A lot of dramatics here in this game. Alex Martinez getting out of a bases-loaded jam. Keeping this game scoreless and giving the Dolphins now an opportunity to win it right here. As Thomas Martin quickly up in the count 3-0. As Holy Family keeps starter Casey Murphy in the game. That last pitch now gave him 100 for the game. Count is now 2-1. And foul back to now even the count at 2. Mentioned in the last inning, Martin 2 for 2 on the night. Responsible for 2 of the Dolphins' 6 hits. Would love another one right here. And he hits that one over our heads for a foul ball. Keeps the count at 2. Martin, Palermo, Rodriguez. 7, 8, 9 for CSI here in the 7th. And that one is called for strike 3. Another punch out for Murphy, and it's 1 away here in the 7th. That's now his 8th strikeout of the night. As it brings up Michael Palermo here with 1 away. And it seems as if as this game has gone along, Murphy has been getting better and better each inning. As Palermo fouls that one back, 0-1. Murphy looking to get out of the 7th inning and send this game into extras. As that one is fouled off, and it's now 0-2. To Palermo. That one misses on the outside, now 1-2. Palermo down the third base line. It is a fair ball. Martinez with a strong throw to first base. Not in time. That is going to go down as an infield single for Michael Palermo. And the Dolphins now have the winning run on first. So I'd be curious to see if Nicholas Rodriguez would bunt in this spot. One away. Palermo on first, and the Dolphins would have the top of the order on deck. You see right there, tough play for Martinez at third. There was no chance he would have been able to make the throw, even if it didn't go down off the bag. It looked like on that play. That one was fouled off behind the plate, 0-1. So Rodriguez did not bunt, so he is swinging away. When you have a batting average above 400, you certainly can swing away. You would love to get on base right here. Palermo goes to second. The throw to second base. Not in time. And the winning run now goes into scoring position for the Dolphins. Palermo gets into second base. And now a single into the outfield for Rodriguez will give the Dolphins a walk-off win. Count is now 1-1. And it's fouled back, and it's 1-2. Second look at the stolen base right there for Palermo. Got a very good jump. And just beat the tag at the very last second. Dolphins did not want to get caught stealing once again like they did the previous half inning. The 1-2. That one's hit into right center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Here comes Palermo. He's rounding third. The Dolphins win the game. Nicholas Rodriguez with a walk-off RBI single. The Dolphins win it 1-0. Talk about a finish here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. An unbelievable finish here to give the Dolphins a big 1-0 win, and they take the doubleheader from the Tigers. Rodriguez hit that one into the gap in right center field. And a great base running for Palermo. Gets the stolen base to put himself into scoring position, and then he would score on the RBI single from Rodriguez. And the Dolphins win a thrilling game to finish off this doubleheader, defeating the Tigers 1-0. And speak about the Dolphins pitching staff in this game. Christian Rice goes to 4 1/3, replaced by Antonio Gautreaux. He gets them out of a big jam, getting them out of a bases-loaded one-out opportunity for the Tigers, getting 2 strikeouts and then getting a 1-2-3 next inning. And then the Dolphins, Alex Martinez as well, comes in relief, got himself into trouble, getting a huge strikeout to end the last, or I shouldn't say strikeout to end the inning. Did get a strikeout to get the second out, and then would get a ground ball force to end that 7th inning. And then the Dolphins here in the bottom of the 7th, getting an infield hit from Michael Palermo. He would steal second base, put himself in position to win the game, and Nicholas Rodriguez getting the walk-off RBI single to give the Dolphins the win. And I mentioned it this week. The Dolphins, bottom of the order, once again paying dividends for them in this series. Not only against Caldwell on Friday, but here tonight against the Tigers. As Rodriguez's RBI gives the Dolphins the 1-0 victory, and it pushes CSI now to a 4-4 record on the season. The Tigers with the loss now dropped to 3-5, but hats off to them as well. A absolute thrilling game here between these two teams, and you got to give your cap to Casey Murphy, the starter for the Tigers. He went the full distance for this team, but unfortunately gave up the walk-off hit in the seventh inning, I should say. As I said, the ninth inning. Murphy finishes with 114 pitches, 6 1/3, the 1 lone run, 8 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Phenomenal performance from him as well. Both pitching staffs deserve a ton of credit for how they handled this game tonight in certain situations, getting themselves out of jams. But at the end of the day, it is Nicholas Rodriguez with a walk-off RBI single to give the Dolphins a win. And might as well, folks, we might as well see it one more time before we wrap up tonight's broadcast. As we'll see it right here, Rodriguez getting a base hit into right center field. Palermo going from second to home, scoring the game-winning run and giving the Dolphins a huge, all-important win here tonight to send their mark on the season now to 4-4. Final tally for this game, I'll have to update it right now. Tigers finishing with no runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Dolphins finishing with 1 run on 8 hits, 2 errors. And CSI now goes to 4-4 on the season with the win tonight. Now, I mentioned as well also earlier, ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, Washington, D.C., the CSI women's basketball team will be playing against UDC as they take on the Firebirds in the first round of the ECC Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. So make sure you tune in to that on the ECC Network as the Dolphins looking for another playoff win. The men's team will be waiting for their game as the Dolphins obviously clinching a first-round bye in the men's tournament. They will be awaiting their opponent next Saturday in Spark Hill, New York, as the Dolphins looking to make some noise in the men's basketball championship tournament. As I mentioned earlier, Joe Foreman will be in Winter Haven, Florida for the women's softball team. He will be live statting and calling some of the games at Winter Haven for the CSI women's softball team. So make sure you tune on in and look into CSI Sportsnet and all of CSIDolphins.com for information on what games they will be calling. I believe Joe said he will not be calling the games on Wednesday and possibly Thursday. So make sure you tune on to that. And for us here, for the Dolphins, the next time we will be live here on CSI Sportsnet will be next Saturday. We will be right back here at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park as the Dolphins will take on the Cougars of Caldwell University one more time as they wrap up their series here. And after the game they had tonight, they certainly will be having themselves a nice weekend to celebrate this win before they go to East Stroudsburg on Wednesday, their next game up against the Warriors. So tune on into that game, and we'll be back here next Saturday for their game against Caldwell. I will be on the call once again for that game between the Cougars and the Dolphins. But that will do it for tonight here from Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. Once again, the final score of game number 2, the Dolphins walk it off with a 1-0 win. They take game 1 by the final of 11-4, and they now go to 4-4 on the season. But from all of us on CSI Sportsnet and from the College of Staten Island, we thank you for watching both games here tonight between the Dolphins and the Tigers. Have a great rest of your weekend. And also, a very happy St. Patrick's Day parade to all that attended at West Bryant today. I know it was a little bit of a trouble for some that got to the stadium here tonight, but for those that did show up in attendance tonight to watch these two games, thank you all for coming out as well, and have a great rest of your night, folks.